Rotary grants in the past, if you have got, then this is what we want all of you. So come and talk to me, and I'll be very happy to introduce you to an entirely new world of Rotary Foundation. World where, because of you, a lot of grants will be happening. What we do essentially, so as I said, the application design, we advise you on application design, we advise you on project planning, even implementation advice, we are there. And I'm happy to state that this year, our governor, Rajendra Agrawal, has created this cadre system for in grants. And this, many of us who are cadre are part of this grant structure, committee structure, and we are advising, number of us are advising people on grants. As evaluator, we have application review and project evaluation, and we do site visits and audits. We spend our time in these site visits. So typically it is a community assessment. Nowadays, you know that it's a very crucial aspect of grant application, monitoring and evaluation, and there are so many nuances in this monitoring and evaluation. You would do well if you are planning a grant. You would do well to contact a cadre, and a sustainability aspect of this. So as evaluators, what we do? Not every grant is evaluated by us. Smaller grants of less than 50,000, we don't evaluate, but more than 50,000, we evaluate. For example, if $50,000 to $200,000 grant, then there is something called as interim monitor visit. So what foundation does, it sends us to the country, maybe outside country or within India where I'm residing. We go there for 2-3 days, and then we evaluate the grant as an interim monitor, and then give our report to foundation, so that subsequently the grant can flow after our remarks. Or there is the still larger grants, so 200,000 to 400,000. So this is where we do advanced site visit. Now I'll just show you this photograph which I had shown you here. Now, here I'm in Nigeria evaluating a grant which is $550,000. And this grant has not yet been sanctioned. So I have gone there as an advance visit. For 3 days, I was in Nigeria, in Lagos, Ogun, and Oyo, these 3 districts. And this grant I evaluated, I gave my result, and then the grant fructified, and grant was passed by foundation trustees, and then subsequently it has been an outstanding grant. So this is what we do. We do audit, and all of us, they're required by the TRF, these reviews are required by TRF Code of Policies for grant applications. Essentially, now you see that here, when Subhash Kulkarni was a governor, at that time he had a TB grant, and then you can see somebody has come from Africa to evaluate this grant. Typically, we spend about 3 days on site and meeting with Rotary grant sponsors, community members, partnering organizations, and so on and so forth. And we also share our knowledge, best practices, and we assist and we offer assistance to all of them. So if you wish to be a cadre, I am there. Please connect with me, and I would love to have this arm of Rotary Foundation equally strong as the other 2 arms that we are always having, of foundation donation and grants. So all the best, guys. If you have any queries, please come back to me. You know that I am 24/7 as a gynecologist. My cell is always 24/7 open. So I'm there anytime, any which way. You can send me an email. You can send me a WhatsApp, and I'll be very happy to assist you in you becoming a cadre member. So thank you so much for this. And let's now question answer. We will not be taking now. We have a 15-minute session of question answer after all speakers have shared their knowledge with you. So I'm stopping this share. Let me now introduce the next speaker, Bharat Pandya. So obviously, I don't want to say that we have Bharat with us now, and he has been a past RI director and a TRF trustee elect now for 4 years next year. He's a general and laparoscopic surgeon, governor in 2006-07, and it was the first time that our district crossed $2 million in Rotary Foundation, and that was a record. The first time in history of TRF, an Indian district, 3140, became #1. He has been he has been serving Rotary as a regional RI membership coordinator, member of National Polio Plus Committee. He has been a training leader twice, guest chair twice, and so on and so forth. He has always been in the forefront of training and assisting Rotarians at various levels. He has been in a number of RI committees, and he is a pride of our district. He has been a Rotary International Director 1921, and one of the year 2021 he was the RI treasurer. He has been a TRF trustee. He will be TRF trustee. He will take over the office in 22-26. Both he and Dr. Madhuri, they have been level 2 major donors. He is going to talk to us on annual giving. You know, we have always been given 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, now 4 million during Harjit's time. But the annual giving arm of our district has not always flourished. We have been giving a lot of money to grants. We have been giving for directed giving, but annual giving is where you give say $100 now and $50 comes back after 3 years for small projects of the district. And this is what annual giving is. We have never been a large annual givers. What is important for us to, and I talked with Governor Rajendra that and other past governors also, I think we should be a 1 million AF district year in and year out. Then if we give 1 million, then approximately 500,000 will come back to our district 3 years down the line for small clubs, doing small projects. So first time we had a $1 million AF was during Vijay Jalan's time, that is 11-12. Then during my time, we again crossed $1 million in AF. Then Subhash, Gopal, and last year Sunil. So out of 12 years, we have had 5 years as 1 million AF district. We want to do it every year. And who better than our own past RI director and TRF trustee elect and our own very own Dr. Bharat to speak to us. You know that all of us are looking forward to his talk. Dr. Bharat, it's all yours.
Thank you, Dr. Bal, for that very kind and generous introduction and those kind words you said about me. A old song is buzzing in my head. Amidst pleasures and possessions, though you may roam, be it ever so humble, there is no place like home. So I am in my home district 3141 today, and I am absolutely delighted to be here. And let me compliment Governor Rajendra, Bombay, Uptown, and the whole team, because Bal, I see that almost 400 plus people have joined for this virtual TRF Conclave. So congratulations to you, Rajendra, to Bombay Uptown, to the conveners and everybody for this great job that you have put together this excellent program. Of course, Bal, I know that you have been a guiding force behind this program. So congratulations to you too. District Governor Rajendra, Host Club President Anup, the TRF team, Kamlesh, Chetan, Dr. Bal, and so many. I am not going to take everybody's names, everybody, my good friends and co-speakers, Ravi and Dr. Meena Patel, and my Rotary family of 3141. In his book, A Tale of Two Cities, Charles Darwin begins with these lines, and these lines have been some of my favorite lines. He begins with these lines: it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the season of light, it was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope, it was the winter of despair. Dr. Bal, you will agree with me that these lines perfectly capture the journey of Rotary, the journey of Rotary Foundation in these challenging COVID times. We were all doing so well in Rotary, fellowship, membership, foundation. Everything was going so well, I can say hunky-dory. And then suddenly this COVID struck and brought everything down. It brought the world to its knees and changed everything, the way we do our service projects, the way we meet and everything. So let me begin by complimenting District Governor Rajendra Agarwal when he mentioned that almost 45 crore or almost 50 crore worth of service projects are being done even in this challenging situation, and that also in the first 6.5 months. That is indeed tremendously noteworthy, and it's tremendously admirable that he is inspiring clubs of District 3141, Rotaries of District 3141 to carry out service activities even in this challenging time. So my compliments to you, Rajendra, and your team for doing this great job. But amidst all this change, one thing that has not changed, Dr. Bal, is the commitment of Rotarians to the Rotary Foundation. Because last year, the world goal set in 2019-20 was $380 million. And last year, they raised that goal by 10%, $410 million. And it was speculated that probably we may not be able to reach that goal of $410 million in foundation contributions because of the COVID times. But I think Rotarians have proved all the speculations wrong. They have proved that they are committed to the Rotary Foundation. Not only we met $410 million, but we are able to cross $400 million and reach almost $440 million in foundation contributions. So the commitment of Rotarians to the Rotary Foundation has not changed. And I'm reminded of the words of Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi always used to say, there is enough in this world for everyone's need, but there is not enough in this world for one man's greed. And only if everyone shares enough and cares enough, everyone can have enough. If I have to capture the work that Rotary Foundation does in few lines, I cannot find better line than these, because these lines capture the spirit of Rotary Foundation: caring, sharing, the spirit of hope, the spirit of peace, the spirit of a polio-free world. If we call Rotarians as the heart of Rotary, then I will say that the Rotary Foundation is the very backbone of Rotary. In any business or in any organization, I always believe that the 3 P's are most important: people, product, and profit. If you have those 3 P's, I think that business will flourish, that organization will flourish. Of course, so also in Rotary. People are our strength. Our network of 1.2 million Rotarians across the world and 170,000 Rotarians in India, they are our real strength of Rotary. Of course, our product is service. And the profit is the satisfaction that each one of us present here today gets from doing that service through Rotary. And you will all agree with me that much of this service is possible because of the global grants and the activities and the areas of focus of the Rotary Foundation. Let me ask you a couple of hypothetical questions. Do you all believe that global grants which were introduced in 2013-14 have been game changers as far as foundation and as far as the work of Rotary is concerned? Yes, I am sure the answer is yes, they have been game changers, because they have allowed us to do more work, better work, more impactful work than we could ever have imagined, friends. And the areas of focus, 6 were there, and then something was lacking, and the trustees and the board decided that we need to have a separate area. Though environment was being covered in the other areas of focus, but we need to have a separate area, and last year, the 7th area, environment, has come into focus. So through these 7 areas of focus, tremendous amount of work is being done through the global grants, so that they have been great changes. And the second question, do all of us, I am asking this to myself also, do all of us want to have more and more global grants happening in our districts? And I have just come back from a review meeting of the Rotary Foundation, Governor Rajendra, and I'm sure all of the 3141 people who are present here today will lift their head with pride that today, this year, as of now, there are 124 open grants in District 3141. District 3141 is 92% compliant for reporting. Highest number of global grants across, I am sure in India, definitely, probably in the whole world, any district is doing global grants. So tremendous amount of work through global grants is happening, and we want more and more global grants to happen. My friends, if we want more and more global grants to happen, then that is only possible if we contribute to the annual fund of our Rotary Foundation. Because the only driver for global grants is the annual fund of the Rotary Foundation, friends. Without the annual fund, there will be no global grants, there will be no projects happening in the areas of focus, friends. And let me bring to you a paradox. As the number of global grants are increasing, and let me share with you that 2013-14, 835 global grants, dollar value of $38 million. 2019-20, almost 1,385 global grants, dollar value of $96 million. 2020-21, more than 2,000 global grants, and a dollar value of $143 million. So you can see that global grants have increased exponentially in the last 7 or 8 years. But unfortunately, with the increase in global grants, the annual fund contribution has gone down. And I absolutely second what Dr. Bal has said, that we need to be a millionaire district, not just in giving to the Rotary Foundation, but in giving to the annual fund. And I will go one step further, that every year we definitely need to give 1 million to the annual fund, but we need to increase that by 10 or 15 or 20%, whatever the governor decides of that year. But every year should be little more than the previous year, if global grants are to keep happening in 3141 fields. Why do we give to the annual fund? Why do we give to the annual fund? We give to the annual fund because the foundation has a clear track record of outstanding projects, complete transparency, complete financial stewardship. We give to the annual fund because we know that these global grants are being carried out by Rotarians like you and me. They are not being carried out by some other person or some unknown person. They are being carried out by Rotarians like you and me, many of whom have expertise and experience in carrying out these global grants. As Dr. Bal mentioned, cadre. They are the people who guide the districts and the clubs how to go about applying for the global grants, how to go about executing the global grants. So the work, the money that we give is being used through global grants by other Rotarians. We give to annual fund because the money is being spent through the network of Rotary, and the network of Rotary is unmatched. 170,000 Rotarians, 4,000 clubs in India, friends. We give to global grants because we give to annual fund, because giving to the annual fund is truly sustainable giving. Rotary Foundation believes in today's sustainable giving. You know that old saying, give a person fish and you feed that person for 1 day. Teach that person how to fish and you feed not just him, but probably his whole family for a lifetime. Rotary Foundation is, of course, giving fish to people, but Rotary Foundation is also teaching people to fish so that those programs, those activities, the projects which are done are carried out year after year, year after year, year after year. And we give to global grants because what I call Governor Rajendra, and I hope that you and your team are able to convey this to the clubs of District 3141, I call as the principle of effective giving. What is this effective giving I am talking about? You know, so many times people come out with this question, that why do I give to the Rotary Foundation? The money will go to America. Why not give to, why give to annual fund? It will go to America. Why not give to projects in my own backyard? Of course, give to projects in your backyard, but also give to annual funds. Remember, the pin that you are wearing does not say, my pin does not say Rotary Club of Borivali. My pin does not say Rotary 3141. It does not say Rotary India. It says Rotary International. We are all part of an international organization. And I think it is high time that we stop only asking, but also start giving. Dr. Bal mentioned that in 2006, 2007, we were able to raise more than $2 million to the Rotary Foundation. And Indian district became #1 in the entire world. It's not whether I was the governor and who was there, Bal. The important thing for me was we were able to change the mindset of the world, that Indian district can also give. Indians don't just ask, but Indians can give. And that was more important. Effective giving. I think many of you present here know that past president of Rotary Club of Bombay Metropolitan, Harshad Mehta, he became the first Indian to give $1 million in 2006-2007 to the Rotary Foundation. And let me share with you that out of that $1 million, he gave $100,000 to the annual fund bar. I don't think many of us know that he gave 10% to the annual fund because he was committed to the annual fund, because annual fund he knew would allow projects to happen 3 years down the line. He of course gave to the endowment fund also, he gave to the polio fund also, but he gave $100,000 to the annual fund. And at the district conference in 2007, when we were honoring Harshad Bhai and Naina Ben, his wife, Naina Ben said that our philosophy is simple. We believe that the wealth which is there with us is not really our wealth. It is just passing through our hands. And if it passes through our hands, through the Rotary Foundation, we know that it will be used effectively, efficiently, transparently, and for the purpose for which we are giving funds. The concept of effective giving. Remember, friends, when we give to other organizations, and I am not wanting to downgrade any other organizations, but when we give to other organizations, we have no control over what happens with the money. Of course, they may use it for the purpose for which we are giving, but they may also use it to pay salary to their staff or buy pillows for themselves or order food for themselves or whatever. But when you give to the Rotary Foundation, be assured that 92% plus of the money is used only for the purpose for which you are giving funds. Concept of effective giving funds. And I'm sure all of you know that just last month, in month of December, the Charity Navigator has again for the 14th consecutive year given a 4-star rating to the Rotary Foundation as one of the top 10 charities of the world on all parameters. They have 4 parameters: efficient giving, effective implementation, transparency, and complete financial stewardship. On all parameters, they have given a 4-star rating to the Rotary Foundation. So my friends, I think we need to open our hearts, look into our hearts, and give to the annual fund. Remember that what we do for ourselves dies with us. What we do for others and the world lives on and becomes immortal. If we really want to leave behind small toe prints, I am not talking about footprints. We don't leave footprints in the sands of time. But if we want to leave small toe prints in the sands of time, I think one of the best ways to give is through the annual fundraise. People always say that I became Paul Harris Fellow last year. Why give again? That is like saying that I had my dinner last night. Why eat again? I paid my taxes last year. Why pay again, friends? Remember, Rotary Foundation is like a small sapling. It requires constant nourishment. It requires constant attention. It requires fertilizer. It requires watering if it is to flower and flourish. I always felt, Bal, at one point of time, that what difference does it make? It is collecting $410 million. Whether my $100 will make any difference or not, it won't make any difference. But let me ask you a question. What is the weight of a snowflake? I think the weight of a snowflake is not even in nanograms. It is probably less than nanograms also. But when hundreds and thousands of snowflakes fall on the ground, they transform it into a beautiful ski resort. Your contribution is like that. Remind you of Mother Teresa's words. What you give may be a drop in the ocean, but without your drop, the ocean will be incomplete, friends. So let me, on behalf of District Governor Rajendra Agarwal, the TRF team present here today, on behalf of the trustees of the Rotary Foundation, once more make this appeal to you, that please look into your hearts and give to the annual fund of the Rotary Foundation. To each club president who is present here today, look at your contributions last year and increase those contributions by 20% or 15% or 10%. I have always said that significant achievements are not always made by giant leaps. They are only sometimes made by giant leaps. But significant achievements are always made by small but significant and proper steps in the right direction. And contributing to the annual fund of the Rotary Foundation is one of those significant achievements. Let me end by sharing with you this small anecdote, friends. There is a beautiful painting painted by an artist called The Light of the World. It shows Jesus Christ standing in front of a wooden door with a lantern in one hand and another hand is raised to knock on the door. It is a painting by William Holman Hunt. The story goes that when he was applying finishing touches to that painting, a friend happened to be passing by and he said, Holman, there is a mistake in this painting that you have made. And Holman asked, what is this mistake? He said that this door you have painted, you have forgotten to paint the handle on that door. And Holman said, my friend, that is not a mistake, because that is the door to the human heart and it can only be opened from inside. My friends, I am asking you, please open the doors of your heart from inside. Look into your hearts and contribute to the annual fund of the Rotary Foundation, friends, because it is the annual fund which really makes things happen. And it is the annual fund which drives the Rotary Foundation. And it is the annual fund which keeps alive the dreams of a better tomorrow for our children and our grandchildren. We all, my friends, have eaten fruits from trees that you and I have not planted. I think it is our responsibility to plant trees, the fruits of which we will not be able to eat, but we will benefit our children and their grandchildren and generations to come. Please contribute to the annual foundation, because that is a tree that you are planting whose fruits will benefit generations to come. Enjoy Rotary, enjoy yourself. Thank you very much.
Absolutely fabulous. Dr. Bharat, whenever we hear you, we know that we are inspired, motivated, and I'm sure all of us have been motivated to give it to foundation. To the delegates, please write, if you wish to give to annual fund, then please write it in the chat box and we'll recognize you in the end, at the end of the meeting. So please open your heart, as Dr. Bharat says. Dr. Bharat, absolutely marvelous, fabulous, I must say that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for motivating all of us. Now, before I really call the next speaker, my very good friend, past Governor Ravi Vadlamani, and he is going to speak on monks' musings, but I will come back to that later. Let me welcome, and this is something which Governor Rajendra, you must realize that people across India, the past governors of repute across India are now part of this audience. And let me quickly go through the list that I found out. I'm sure there are others also. District Governor-elect Satish Babu, 3160. District Governor-elect Rajashekar Reddy, 3150. District Governor nominee Arun Bhargav. District Governor nominee Swati Herkal, 3132. Past Governor V. Rajkumar, 3201. Past Governor Shiva, 3150. Past Governor Suhas Vaidya, 3132. Past DRR Venu, 3150. And our own from neighboring district, District Governor-elect Kailash Jethani. So it's indeed a star-studded evening that we are having today. And all of you are enjoying, and we really enjoy your company. Thank you so much for coming to 3141 TRF Conclave.
Doctor, we have to give certificate.
Yeah, I'm coming to that. Yes, that's correct. So thank you for reminding me. So let me now ask who will? Kamlesh, you will.
I'll be sharing, Doctor. I'll be sharing.
You'll be sharing? Please share the certificate.
Yes, I'm doing it.
Dr. Bharat, this is an appreciation certificate for you. It's a certificate of gratitude. And may I invite Governor Rajendra to present this to past RI Director and TRF Trustee-elect Dr. Bharat.
Thank you, Dr. Bal. But before I start, let me share. Bharat ji, thank you very much. और मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा कि after listening to you, I've also just committed $500 for annual fund. हम शुरू करेंगे तो बाकी भी हमारे साथ में शुरू करेंगे. And this will be over and above what I've committed before. And Bharat ji, what you shared, it is not 45 crores work worth. 30 clubs are not yet filled in the Rotary India website, and many have filled in part. So we have already done 100 crores of work in 6.5 months, and we will cross 200 crores by 30 June. And this is in reality because it is actually entered over there by each club themselves. Thank you. So I'm very happy to hand over this certificate of gratitude on behalf of Rotary District 3141. This certificate is presented to PDG Dr. Bharat Pandya, our TRF trustee-elect, for the guidance given as a keynote speaker during the TRF Conclave of District 3141 held on Monday, 24 January 2022 in a Zoom meeting hosted by Rotary Club of Bombay, Uptown, and co-hosted by 102 clubs. And we are hoping to have more and more attendance. We already have crossed 400. Signed by myself, Dr. Balkishan Inamdar, Kamlesh Kharade, and our host president Anup Nathani. Bharatji, we will send you a copy also by post. Please receive this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Governor.
Thank you, Governor, for and Dr. Bharat, I will request you to wait till the end because we have a question and answer session for 15 minutes.
I am here with you, Val. No problem.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Doctor. Let me now come to the next outstanding speaker, my very good friend. And he calls himself as a monk, but all of us, we call him as a monk of Rotary India. And I'll shortly come back to you as to why we call him as a monk of Rotary India. He's going to talk to us on something which we always do in 3141, but he is somebody who is special. You know, we do as a district, he does as an individual. So sometimes I wonder whether we should call him as a Rotary district unto himself. Let me invite past Governor Dr. Ravi Vadlavani. He is a 3150 governor in 2001-2. And at that time, he was adjudged the best governor in the entire Rotary world and awarded Golden Globe at Barcelona, Spain convention. In that year, he gave highest amount to Rotary Foundation, Zone 456. He has been an endowment, we call it EMGA, Endowment Major Gift Advisor, Zone 5 for 4 years. He has been an international training leader. He has been a guest chair. He has been an institute chair, and you name it, and he has done it. He's a trainer for RRFCs and EMGAs now for last 4 years. He has been a council on legislation representative twice. He himself is an Arch Club Society member. For all those new Rotarians, an Arch Club Society member is the person who gives $250,000 to foundation. So you can imagine the magnanimity of his heart. He has got all the records with him and all the awards with him. He is now a World Rotaract Chair for next 4 years. So you can imagine how important, how high esteem he has been considered by Rotary, and he has been a past president of Roundtable India. So that itself is something which is good. But I call him a mad monk. I'll tell you why I call him mad monk. And this is something which you must understand. A single-handed, how much can you do? Just imagine, I'm just giving a list of things that he has done single-handedly. 1,20,000 school desks, several hundred sanitation blocks, 100, mind you, and group washing stations in schools, more than 10,000 handwells in thousands of villages, 500 reverse osmosis plants in villages, more than 1,000 open wells, hundreds of irrigation wells, several lift irrigation schemes to provide water for the farmer. He has also provided 50 mini protected water schemes and 50 overhead reservoirs, more than 10,000 sewing machines for underprivileged, more than 10,000 tricycles, thousands of milch cattle. During tsunami, he provided thousands and thousands of boats and constructed more than 30 school buildings. He has also built 1,000 houses for the poor. My God, I had to catch my breath, Ravi. You are indeed a mad monk, and this is something which I can't imagine. Where do you get time to do this? Where do you access money to do this? Even one part of your hundreds of things that you do is very difficult for us, but you are the right person to address 3141 on large grants and large donations. So Ravi, it's all yours. We are eager to listen to a wisdom of a monk, a mad monk. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. What an honor and privilege and pleasure to be a part of this TRF conclave. First, of course, I must recognize my very dear friend Rajender. You make us proud. The fantastic work you're doing, the service projects. And any governor who talks about service is my brother. So I love you, Rajender, for the wonderful work you're doing. And of course, Bal, I must tell that you put me in a great disadvantage. There are actually twin challenges to me today. One, of course, to speak after the most outstanding Rotarian and speaker, Dr. Bharat Pandey, whom I always tell him as the most outstanding speaker. He's been our mentor. He's been our trainer to Raji. and his wife was my trainer when we were when Raji was the governor. And I simply adore him, what the work he has done and the wonderful way he communicates with the audience. It's so close. And the other big challenge is to talk to such an elite crowd, such an elite Rotarians, Bal. I mean, you have the cream of Rotary. 3141 is the torchbearer of Rotary in the world, not just India. They have been in the forefront in projects. They have been in the forefront of giving. And to talk about large gifts, that too permanent gifts, immediately after somebody who sold so magnificently on annual giving gifts is a tough task. So I'm going to, friends, take my roadmap for the conversation with you today is, first, of course, talk to you about large gifts, which my friend Bal wanted me to speak. And then, of course, we'll also share some life stories and life experiences. And that's why I call it Monk's Musings. Bal, that was a tremendous introduction you have given, but I can only share, friends, it is not one man's effort. It is the magic of Rotary. It is the power of Rotary. It is the power of the foundation. It is the power of our motto, doing good in the world. And it is all my international friends. I have had the opportunity to work with more than 125 countries, 25 districts, Rotary districts, spread over in 70 countries all over the world. This has made an ordinary man from Guntur an extraordinary Superman. So it is all due to Rotary, my friend Bal. And I will today talk to you about the large gifts. First, of course, we all know that giving to the foundation is one of the best givings. My friend Rajendra rightly said that when you do service, you get happiness. We are all in the pursuit of happiness, friends. We pursue happiness. Somebody asked me yesterday, what do you do? I said, I'm in search of happiness. Because in the life's phase, first we acquire knowledge, then we acquire wealth or try to acquire wealth. And the third is prestige. And the fourth phase is happiness. We are in the search of happiness. And what else can you get when you give large gifts to the foundation, friends? It is not about your affordability, friends. It is never about affordability. Somebody asked me the other day, I gave about $50,000, Bal, to the foundation in 2 grants. Raji and me gave. So somebody asked me, Ravi, you must be tremendously rich. I told them, to give, you don't need to have money. To give, you must have guts. To give, you must also have this strong belief that the more you give, the more you get. Friends, this has been a philosophy that has been one of the founding stones of my giving. And friends, I promise you that you try this. The more you give, the more you get. Giving is all about hope. Giving is all about positive mind. Giving is all about satisfaction. Giving is all about happiness. So the more you give, the more you get. And about the large gifts, friends, the foundation, your foundation, my foundation, our foundation offers some tremendous products. Bal, you forgot to mention that I'm a chartered accountant. So sometimes I get this language saying products, accounts, finance, audit, and all these things in my conversation with friends. So we have beautiful products to give, which actually you can give long after you die, friends. There are some products where you can give long after you die. There are some products that can be given at the time of your death. There are some products when you give that they continue to give year after year, year after year, year after year, year after year. Every year, foundation will get something because of your one giving. And that is called permanent giving, friends. We have a product called endowment funds. And my favorite product in the foundation is endowment fund. You can actually give an endowment fund for as little as $25,000. And you can pledge only $8,000 today. And in 3 years' time, you can pay $25,000. You can give an endowment in your name. You can give an endowment in your wife's name. You can give an endowment in your late father's name, late mother's name, late father-in-law's name, mother-in-law's name, your grandchildren's name, and your children's name. the legacy you give through the endowment to the foundation will give continuous reward to the foundation. All this is locked up, and the board of trustees of the Rotary Foundation, where our dear Bharat Bhaiya will be there from next year on, have already pledged that they will and they want to raise $20-25 billion by the end of the 2025. What it really means, they want to create an edifice, they want to create a foundation, they want to create a structure. Just imagine, friends, if tomorrow all the giving for annual funds disappears, then also your foundation will do and will be capable to do the 2,000 plus global grants because of that foundation which you have built through the permanent fund. An endowment fund is one of the best, friends. Just imagine, open an endowment fund. In each of you can afford an endowment. I have myself given 4 endowment funds. So I know what I'm talking about. Each of you can give an endowment fund. And what is the legacy you are giving to the grandchildren is an endowment fund. I have 2 grandchildren. Of course, the third one is now there. But with 2 of them, I have started one endowment fund. Bharat Bhaiya, you know that. Ayan and Nishan Endowment Fund. And that is a legacy. It was a proud moment for me when my grandson received a certificate from the foundation saying that there is an endowment fund in his name. Friends, there is also a beautiful product of giving, large giving. You can give in a will. My friend, past Governor Sam Patibandla, wanted to give to a large gift to the foundation. He wanted to give $250,000 and be there as an Arts Club Society member posthumously. So he signed a will. He called 2 of his children and signed a will for $250,000 and pledged to give it to the foundation. Another friend of mine has pledged her property worth $250,000. Friends, what it really means that your giving can be there to the foundation even after you go away. And this funds, as Bharat Bhaiya said, is managed by the trustees, and you always consistently got 4-star rating for the last 14 years, which means you are allowing your funds to be managed by somebody else whom you don't give management fees, and it is managed year after year to do good in the world, somewhere in the world, wherever you want to do in the world, whatever you want to do in the world. It could be water or any other areas of focus. You can actually designate these endowment funds. What a wonderful product fund. Friends, remember, I just want to tell you this. All you have, friends, will one day be gone. Therefore, let this season of giving happen during your lifetime rather than that of your inheritors. Khalil Gibran, in his wonderful poem, Giving on Giving, said this. So all you have will one day be given. Let the season of giving happen during your time. With that, friends, I'll quickly jump to the large projects. Bal, it's tough to flip from giving to projects, but I will try my best in the constrained time. But friends, I promise you, you want to know the secret. You want to know why my large projects or design have been successful. Please invite me to your regular meeting. Now that we can appear on Zoom, I will be able to transfer all that I learned through my life experiences. But why projects of scale? Bal told you that, we had the opportunity, my team had the opportunity of doing 120,000 school bus. Project of scale. So the first thing is always the cause. Cause is primarily important to drive a project. So identify a cause, and when you do it in scale, it saturates and gives a solution to the entire cause and problem. Friends, the problem of children sitting on the floor can not be solved if you just give 1,000 school desks. So we decided to saturate, and we have concluded that we need 400,000, 4 lakh school desks to saturate, to ensure a single line mission statement that no child should sit on the floor. And we are in the process of achieving that dream. I'm glad Rajendra says you are all dream leaders. My favorite philosophy in life is dare to dream. And that is what Bharat Bhaiya's entire institute was based on. So our dream is to ensure that no child in Andhra Pradesh, in the twin states of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, sit on the floor. And we are well on our way. So scale brings you a solution to the problem. Scale attracts resources, friends. Often not, people think that how do we do projects without money, without resources? Friends, this has been my life experience. To do a project, and mark my words, friends, this is my theory. To do a project, you don't need money. You don't need resources. All you need is a cause. All you need is commitment. All you need is a coordinated effort of a team. Then the resources will automatically come in. Nature will give you those resources from so many different ways. And of course, for us, we also have the Rotary Foundation. You will find some international partner coming up by saying that, hey, I like this cause and I want to contribute. Friends, try it. Please, please prepare a project of scale, because that will attract resources. Project of scale also attracts happiness. You know, happiness in abundance. Project of scale also attracts pride. More importantly, friends, project of scale gives you an image. When we put those 10,000 school desks on one single day in one platform, Bharat Bhaiya was there, Bal was there, with 20,000 children waving their caps. It was a sight to see. And we have done that so many times. Projects of scale attracts image to the Rotary Club. We all forgot that lesson of project of scale of polio program, friends. When we have designed, when our forefathers designed, when our previous Rotarians designed the program of polio eradication, they have not said, let us eradicate polio in Mumbai. Let us eradicate polio in Delhi. They said, let us eradicate polio in the world. And at that time, friends, we wanted to raise $120 million in 1 year, and we raised $240 million. What it means is that we don't know our own potential. Unleash your potential, friends. Unleash that volcano of potential, and you will find a lot of resources coming to. Friends, the other lesson I wanted to briefly touch is creative solutions to complex problems. Once I had the problem of, during tsunami, there were whole waves coming into the land, and the entire land became saltish, unfit to become agriculture. You cannot grow in salt land. You in Mumbai know it very well. So what did we do? 1,000 acres were totally spoiled because of the floods of the seawater. Simple solution, creative solution to complex problem, friends. If you add gypsum and put fresh water for 30 days, automatically the land will become again good for crops. So I was also an auditor for the steel plant, and I got the gypsum free of cost, and we let irrigate 1,000 acres, 1,000 acres were irrigated. Even today, a lot of farmers are happy because of that one initiative, creative solution to a complex problem. And where else can we get creative solutions than the elite of Rotary world, the Mumbai Rotarians, 3141. You are the torchbearers, as I say, in giving creativity to the world. The entire Bollywood is in, the entire ad world is in Mumbai, you know, give creative solutions to complex problems. Like that, there are several projects which I did. Once in an island village, we had to provide irrigation water, and you cannot do irrigation wells, Bal, because if you do more than 20 feet, automatically salt water will come. So what we did, we have dug ponds. For every 10 acres, we took one pond and dug and let the rainwater coming, and we stored rainwater, and thousands of acres have been now irrigated. It is a matching grant, of course. Like that, we had the opportunity of doing several projects. which are not listed. So what am I doing now, friends? I want to share, because all of us are at home or mostly at home. So I've created a new challenge ball to myself that the next 100 projects must be done in the 3 years' time. So currently, I'm working on some large projects, large ticket size projects. You will be happy, Bal. I have now taken up initiatives in the health infrastructure. As a doctor, you will be pleased to know that we are in the process of starting a mobile eye hospital at a ticket size of 1 crore. We are in the process of starting a mammography bus unit at a ticket size of 1.5 crores. We are in the process of putting up a 15-bed dialysis unit at a process of 2.5 crores. We are in the process of putting up a CT scan center at a cost of 2 crores. We are in the process of starting a palliative care center at a cost of 10 crores. We are in the process of doing 100 heart surgeries at Raipur at a cost of 1.5 crores. These are some of the health initiatives. But recently I said, I must saturate all the area hospitals with oxygen generators and launched a program called Breathe India. And we have already given 1,000 oxygen containers, and we have only yesterday, we have started one oxygen generator. We are in the process of building capacity so that no Indian will die for want of oxygen in any kind of a hospital, friends. We are, of course, doing several other initiatives, blood banks. During COVID, Bal, you will be happy that I have started a blood bank with components, the cost of 2 crores, with a blood donation and an ambulance. Friends, I'll share you a secret. All these projects are designed and conceived by our team. And when we conceive and design them, no $1 is in our pocket. We are in the process of doing a physiotherapy van. We are in the process of doing a cardiovascular van. No boundaries. These are not being done just in 3150, friends. To me, there are no boundaries for doing good in the world. Poor or poor anywhere in the world. We do to uplift. Doing good in the world is our philosophy, friends. We want to do projects anywhere in the world. Africa, Bharat Bhaiya rightly said, we don't want to just ask. We want to do. We want to do projects anywhere in the world. Wherever the need is, wherever we can have we have the delivery mechanism. I am in the process of doing a huge lake regeneration project. I mean, these are all under progress. And Bal, you will be happy to see that all of them or most of them will be fructified during this Rotary year. Friends, one man can make a difference. One man can make a difference, and each of us should try. So I want each of you to give with your heart, give with your mind, and open your hearts to give, because more you give, more you get. And I want you to do and think about large-scale projects. And this has been my experience to engulf happiness in abundance. How do we do projects? First, and this is the monk's musings Bal, Sanskrit. First, we identify the cause, which is the samasya. That is the problem. Then we have sankalp. Sankalp is the commitment to do the project. Then we have shraddha, which is, it must be as focused as a puja we do, friends. Doing a project is like a puja. We must have the shraddha. Then we must have saburi, perseverance. And then, of course, sampad will come to do the project. And then we will have the samadhan for the samasya. Thank you very much, friends. My 20 minutes are up. I am available for Q&A, Bal. Thank you very much. Namaskar, Jai Hind.
My God, I'm still catching my breath, Ravi. Absolutely fabulous. No wonder you are a mad monk. And your monk's musings have been really good. Your tips have been outstanding. And I hope that my co-Rotarians from 3141, of course, we do a lot of work, but taking inspiration from you is indeed an outstanding thing for all of us. Outstanding is a small word, Ravi, for whatever you have done and whatever you are going to do. All the best. May God be with you. Godspeed for your work. And I'm sure that a lot of communities across India will benefit because of your vision as a monk, mad monk.
Dr.
Thank
Bal,
you so
I would
much.
just take a minute.
Yes, yes. I'm just coming
Yes.
to that. So I was just now. Can we display the
Nee,
certificate
but before the certificate,
before certificate? Okay, fine.
before the
Okay,
certificate,
okay, okay. Governor, all
Anup,
yours.
Anup, just remove the certificate once. Before the certificate, I want to show our PDG Ravi one thing. I want to just show the logo of our district team. Is it come on?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So Ravi, the logo for the year, our theme for the year is dream. And you can see it is a dream for a better tomorrow. So this was designed by our presidents, and our presidents selected this and in a competition which we did, and we declared this, and all our stationery and directories contain this. Secondly, Ravi, it was very nice listening to you. I just want to share something about our dream of 3141. We got many big projects, and I want to share some of them. We are doing 1,000 pediatric heart surgeries this year, which is 20% of our India dream of 5,000 surgeries. We are doing 25,000 lakh fruit trees to the farmers. We are giving 25 lakh fruit trees to the farmers to increase the income 4 to 5 times. We are doing 5 to 10,000 cataract surgeries in the Palghar district next to Bombay to give the tribal people vision back, which for last 2 years in the lockdown, they were in a very difficult situation. And lastly, I want to share, in the lockdown, the surgeries in Bombay were stopped because of blood. And we made a team to raise blood. Blood donation project was taken on a huge scale. We started with a commitment of 1,000, went on to 5,000, 10,000, 15,000. Now our target is 20,000 bottles to be collected for the hospitals in Bombay. And I just want to add, again, our president, Anup Nathani of Uptown Club, is the leader in that project. So some of the few big projects, I'm just sharing with you. That's all.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you very much for what you are doing. We wish you all the best. More power to your elbow. Should you need any kind of support from me, I'm more than happy to be there with you, help guide you or clubs to do it. Because I always believe, as and I said, scale only gives you more happiness.
Absolutely.
And scale attracts resources. I would perhaps request you to make a vision statement that no child in India should need pediatric surgery. Things like that.
Absolutely.
Outstanding, outstanding Governor and outstanding Ravi. And let's hope the synergy of both of you will be the benefit of our communities here.
Absolutely.
Can we now, Ravi, as a mark of our respect and gratitude, we would like to present this certificate. Governor, all yours.
Yes, please. Thank you, Dr. Bal. So I'm very happy to present to you this certificate of gratitude. So this certificate is presented to PDG Ravi Vadlanami from District 3150 for the guidance given as a faculty during the TRF Conclave in District 3141 held on Monday, 24 January 2022 on Zoom, hosted by Rotary Club of Mumbai Uptown and co-hosted by 102 clubs and attended by 400 plus participants today. Signed by myself, Dr. Bal Namdar, our TRF chair Kamlesh, and lead president Anup Nathani. Raviji, the certificate will be even couriered to you in a physical copy.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Bal, Governor. Yeah.
Pleasure, Ravi, and congratulations and well done. Let me now come to the third speaker, another outstanding one. And when I interacted with her, and let me first say that Dr. Meena, we are so very privileged and we are very thankful to you. I know the physical challenges that you had, and in spite of that, you are here with us to guide us on grants, and that's something which indeed tremendous amount of happiness and pleasure for me personally and to our Rotarians. For all of you, Dr. Meena Patel, when I asked her our biodata, she said, you introduce me in one sentence and let me read that sentence. So you will realize the passion behind how people are so passionate to do such work. One Rotarian of Indian origin, she is describing herself, remember this, a real Mumbaikar who migrated to USA 47 years ago, has been a Rotarian for 32 years, became Rotary Governor in Ohio District 6650 during Rotary Centennial year, and is extremely grateful for the opportunity to serve the needy of the world. Please understand the wordings. He is extremely grateful. She is grateful for opportunity to serve the needy of the world, but more so her native country of India with the wisdom of the grand structure of Rotary Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, you know that person who can write this sentence about herself, how devoted she must be to Rotary Foundation. And Dr. Meena has been no exception. As a early training as an ENT surgeon, now then she migrated. She was a Centennial District Governor, as this her sentence says. She was also a District Grants Chair, DRFC 2009-12, and then Zone 28 APF Strategic Advisor. She is now a District International Service Chair and a cadre member for Rotary Foundation. All of you know that what cadre is. I have just spoken to you on that. The best part, she says, is that she has undertaken so far 75 to 80 plus matching grants and global grants in 17 district countries, majority of them in India. So you can imagine the enormous amount of experience that she has for India grants. And that is why the team thought that we should invite her to speak to us, because I'm sure there are a lot of learnings. Some of the learnings could be critical, some of the learnings could be happy learning. So I'm going to invite her to, I'm going to invite Dr. Meena, because she is more than convinced that if we follow Rotary Foundation's guidelines to the core, we will make a difference to the whole world. Dr. Meena, it's all yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Governor Rajendra. And thank you, PDG Bar. I'm delighted to be with you all here today. My only concern is today is a working day. It's the end of Monday. And already you have listened to 4 or 5 outstanding speakers over almost last hour and a half. So I hope I can explain to you how the grants can be done. I know it can't be explained in 20 minutes. You can talk whole day about how to do the grants successfully, and still it is not enough. But with the same token, with a short of time, I would like you to know my address, my email address, contact me anytime. That's the only thing I do since I retired, since I was a governor in year 2004, 2005. It's a distinct pleasure and privilege to be here. All of us have our own calling in life. That's what we Americans, we say in America, you know. And I found my calling through Rotary Foundation, and that was to serve those who are unable to serve themselves. And as Vivekananda says, I throw one slide every time I show first slide in my presentation in the United States is Vivekananda. That this great person told us that only few in the world have that privilege to serve. And if God given you that privilege, be humble, don't be proud, just do it as a service. And don't think about it that you have done something, but it is your duty, it's your pleasure, it's your privilege to serve those who are God's children as well. The Rotary has a best platform. Rotary Foundation, I think, has the best platform to do that, to serve people all over the world, you know. And this platform is why it is good, because it has a clear concept how to serve people, how to do the grants. It is also has important guidelines, so that guides you how to do these grants successfully. So every dollar, every rupee can do the job it is supposed to do, and we continue to do that. Also, third important thing was it has adequate checks and balances. We are using somebody else's money for whatever good reason, whatever reasons you have. The important thing is how you make use of that money. every dollar must make what you're supposed to do. It must go to the beneficiary, what benefit is supposed to give. And that is the most important aspect of Rotary Foundation's rules and regulations, which I follow absolutely religiously. And I have found tremendous pleasure in fulfilling those grants over years. I feel very blessed that I'm blessed to be Indian who grew up in India. So who understood the pangs of poverty, pain, hunger. I'm also blessed to have experienced the tremendous generosity of Americans. The rich or not so rich, all Americans are the givers. They hurt when they see somebody else hurting in the world. And that has helped me tremendously to be international partner and do grants wherever there was a need to do those grants. And the third thing, most of all, but not the least, is I'm blessed with you all as outstanding partners in India who helped me undertake these projects. As an international partner, my role is minimum. My role is only to find right clubs for you, right Rotarians for you, see the amount you need, you get it here. But the planning, the community assessment, implementing the grant, and see to it the assess the result you wanted, you are getting the result, is all you're doing. So you having a great partner is the biggest asset I have. It's extremely humbling that I have seen these assets amongst all Rotarians in different pockets of India. I may come from Bombay, but I've done most of my grants in smaller villages where there is a tremendous need. That could be state of Maharashtra, that could be state of J&K, that could be state of Gujarat, Rajasthan, wherever there was a need. The Rotarians know how to approach me, and they know I'm tough. Because when I say yes to the grant, I need certain criteria of Rotary Foundation fulfilled to the core, 100%, not 1% less, because we are not doing favor to ourselves. We are doing that favor to other people. So we have got to see that we follow those rules. But before I say anything, I'll be ungrateful if I don't recognize one person, and that is Sushil Gupta. Sushil was my friend for almost 2 decades. Sushil taught me, he was becoming RI president, and Vidhata had totally different plan for him, and he went away from us. But he was the one 20 years ago taught me how to do the grants in India, what are the needs in India, and how you can face the challenges and still do the projects properly. He introduced me to J&K. He introduced me to Rajasthan for water projects. And I'm extremely grateful to Sushil for showing me that path in India. Many clubs and presidents think that global grants are extremely difficult. So only larger districts, richer districts, and stronger clubs continue to do most of the major global grants. That should not be so, because the way global grants are structured, smaller clubs can also take a smaller project, the minimum grant of 30,000, they can do it, and still see to it the life has changed for the better for the beneficiaries, and I show them that path. As PDG Bals told us about the role of cadre members. Even cadre members in India can guide smaller clubs and smaller districts how to design their grant, how to evaluate the community's needs, and then see to it that they get international partners. Now, I get many requests all the time. I don't say yes to every request, I always select the project. I don't stay as a partner just to sign the paper as an international partner and give the money and tell everybody that, oh, I have become part of this grant. No, what I do is I discuss in length. I'm here every year during my winter months, because Ohio is really a bad winter. So a couple of months I spend in India. I spent all that time visiting my project sites, whether they were done few years early, they did recently. I go see the beneficiaries myself, talk to them, and that pleasure is a tremendous pleasure I get. For a successful grant project, it is really simple. It is simple mathematics. 2 plus 2 is 4. You do correct community assessment. You design the project using proper focus area and join hands with good organizations. Rotarians, we have a limited money. We have limited resources, but that does not mean that we can't use resources from other places in India, in our own country. And these resources could be non-governmental organizations or even governmental organizations. When grants used to be, before Rotary Foundation turned around a century, entered the second century, they used to be all matching grants. And I've done enough of matching grants to know how many matching grants could fail. I've seen a lot of foundation money wasted in some of those matching grants. Mine still work well because I still use the stronger measure of evaluating them and implementing them and communicating with my partners in India. But that was not happening in many parts of the world, including India. And that's the reason, whether we dug the wells, we installed filtration systems in the schools, in individual homes, in communities, or we gave medical equipment to the hospitals. We gave medical vans to the hospitals or to the doctors to go to remote areas to do the work. Or we did literacy project. You gave benches to the schools, you gave computers to the schools, you gave books to the schools. But if you are not going to follow through, after the project is over, the grant final report is done, everybody is forgotten. You know, the Rotary Foundation, Evanston doesn't want to know anything more from you because they take it for granted that you as a responsible Rotarians will continue to see the sustainability and measurability of the project. But since they had not made it compulsory till the global grants came in the picture, that I have seen that sustainability going away unless those individual Rotarians and Rotary clubs are sincerely looking after the old project and feeling proud of those projects and getting a maximum pleasure from those projects. And while doing this, you know, I've done so many grants. I'm not done. I've helped. You guys have done those grant projects, you know. But to tell you frankly, when it became global grant, what I liked about Rotary Foundation is, even if it's a minimum grant of $30,000, the community assessment was the most important thing. I've seen if community assessment is not done properly, because you know somebody, some big shot, or they will okay, and they will okay, Rotary Foundation will okay a grant. Assessment was not done properly, and project was not designed properly. Those projects still will not get completed. I've seen those projects getting delayed for years. Rotary Foundation coordinators are, so many times they keep on telling me, Meena, what happens here is this, you know, we can't close those projects. So your partner doesn't close that project, I can't get you into that particular district to do another good project in that district. And that's how I came to know what is happening in different parts. And when we don't do those things properly, you know, and that is the reason when I do the grants with these partners, I insist that unless we follow these rules, I will not be a partner. Many times I have done the grant projects. Rotarians have forgotten because it was a wonderful project. They closed it, they have forgotten. When I come here, I stay in Pune and I visit all those projects. I say, Rotarians, I can keep you aside. I can go and visit those projects. I can talk to the beneficiaries, you know, and the pleasure I get out of it is a tremendous pleasure. And I want majority of the Rotary clubs are extremely good with, I have done project. Majority of the Rotarians are extremely sincere, but many times you're so busy doing other work that it is forgotten that you have already spent money changing the life for some people in that particular region. Also, Rotary Foundation's wisdom is seen in giving you different focus areas. When they were matching grants, they were not global grants. There was no focus area. Even if they did not have focus area, I came from India. I knew India's problem. So I saw to it that my grant projects were towards water, towards literacy, towards health. But when global grant came in the picture, these focus areas became very rigid and very strict. Give you one example. I've joined my hands with the smaller Rotary clubs, with poorer districts. But to do those grants, I've gotten more international partners, more clubs I talked to come on board. More than one district in America, I have told them, my neighboring district, that please, this is a good project, and why don't you come on board? And they have come there. What I don't see that often, I do see once in a while, but what I don't see that often is in India, different districts in it, they do extremely well in Africa, they do extremely well in other parts of the world, but they do not share that much their contribution to the other poorer districts in India, where smaller clubs are doing their project. And India is still not a country of cities. India is still a country of villages. And I have seen tremendous need in those villages. And though I'm from Bombay, I have done more projects in Panvel, villages of Panvel in district 31, 32, 31, 31. I've done a lot of projects, also 14, 15 projects in district 31, 32, because there are villages, there are more needs. And I found some good Rotarians in district 31, 32 who needed my help, and I could be the partner with them to do those projects. I just want to give you one example. I call it, what we do is targeted catalytic intervention. These words were not coined by Rotary Foundation. With my experience doing the projects here and discussing this with my son, in fact, my son who grew up as a Rotary kid, and now anywhere I had a deficit of few $1,000, he says, Mom, I will give you, I'll add that money so you can complete that project without going to other clubs or other districts or to Rotary Foundation. So we discuss those projects, and when he sees the successful projects, we get so excited at home. And then he's told me, Mom, you know something? I found this on the web. Why you are getting your projects are extremely good, because you are using, without realizing, targeted catalytic interventions. Give you a simple project I had done with Rotary Club of Vai. There is one mountain, Raireshwar mountain, totally dry, not a drop of water. 120 families live in that mountain. And they were so proud that Shivaji Maharaj took oath that to give freedom to Maharashtra. So they never wanted to leave. Women were taking the water, collecting up and down the mountains 3-4 times a day. Girls could not go to school because they had to help the mothers. Young boys did not have any possibility of better life. So they had moved to larger cities. So there were no young people in that village. And then what was happening was poverty was galore, and their average income was 40 to 50,000 rupees a year, which is nothing, less than $2 a day, practically. So then one club from Pune district went to them a few years ago, 5-6 years ago. So you know something, we do a lot of projects. We give cows. Cows can bring a lot of prosperity to you guys. Get milk, bulls are sold, cows are sold with good price. So they were ready to do that project, give those cows to them. The villagers said that, please don't give us cows because we don't have water for ourselves. From where can we give water to those cows? And please don't do that. So after a couple of years later, they approached Vai Rotary Club and they said, we need to do something. So then what was the important thing was water, which was the first necessity was water. So what we did was $30,000 grant, dug the well in the ground, pump the water up, create a reservoir on the top. With gravity, with pipeline, water went to every hut. And then what had happened, the Maharashtra government had sanctioned 2 lakhs of rupees per family to build a home. Again, with lack of water, they could not build home. Money was just lying there. So now with the availability of water in front of every hut got converted into small, little, beautiful brick home. They could have vegetable gardens. They started planting fruit trees because water is available now. And now, second time, the girls could go to school. They came again back to why. They say, oh, we are doing quite well with water, but we have lots of time now. We want to improve economy. So he said, cow is not going to improve your economy. So we decided after all the brainstorming, we created a goat farm through the second matching grant of $30,000. Each goat is giving five or six goats, baby goats every year. So 5 female goats were given, 1 male goat was given. You sell 1 goat of a good size, you can fetch 20,000 rupees. So by selling 2 or 3 goats, they could get their whole income back. Plus they had so much more to do. And then young boys thought that this prosperity is increasing, come back to the village. So and COVID hit the cities, they had to come back home. They saw prosperity. They helped the parents to cultivate the land which was not under cultivation for all those years. Now their rice production went last year 10 times more, not 10%, 10 times more, And now everything is going so well in that village. So neighboring villages still stayed poor on neighboring mountain. They say, we would like to get these, some goats now. So they went after Y Club that, please give us goats too. So now what has happened? That this particular first village is becoming very prosperous. They got, each family has got 20 to 25 goats now. So they said, you know what? We would like to be Rotary's partner and donate 1 goat per family to our next neighboring village. So this is a true success story. They were small grants, smallest in amount, but they were thought through. They were really worked very well. They were designed well. The sequence of focus area was a smarter one, giving water first, encouraging them to do some more work, and then giving them the goat farm, and then encouraging these boys to come and help the farm. So this has been a real, and every project you take could be a real success story if you follow Rotary Foundation's rule. I want to stop here because I think I've spoken enough. If anything we can do in question answer, fine. If there's no time, they can approach me anytime. Please send them my contact information. And I've got so much more to guide them, to tell them, and to help them. And please don't forget your neighboring districts, your neighboring villages. Don't forget your Rotractors, because Rotractors have become equal partners. Right now, I'm working some Rotract projects in Africa, and I'm excited about getting these young people in our fold. There is a tremendous wealth of India has is youth, and that youth we cannot waste. Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me.
What a lovely talk, Dr. Meena. Indeed, your experience is absolutely priceless and invaluable to all of us. And your talk of taking small grants and then making success out of it year in and year after, and expanding through the grant itself, that itself is an absolutely fabulous take home for us. So thank you so much, Dr. Meena. It was a pleasure listening to you. And I'm sure all of us who are here today listening to you must have learned a lot of things for our grants. And I've shared your email ID with the audience. So I'm sure there'll be many inquiries, one-to-one inquiries also with you, and questions if they're asked, then they will. Of course, we have now a 15-minute question answer session. But before that, we would like to, as a mark of our respect and gratitude, we would like to share a certificate with you. And may I invite Governor Rajendra?
Yes, Dr. Bal, thank you. Before I read the certificate, Dr. Meena Patel, wonderful. आपने इतने unique ideas दे हैं आज. The goat project and all, something absolutely unique and very, very easily doable around all these things. So I can just say, Meena ji, when we talk over here, like when I talk to my presidents, I just say, if you want to really do something great, have passion, the passion which you showed today. Be positive. When you are positive and you have the passion and you have the commitment, you can really carve out and do great things. So I could
Can I
see.
say one thing?
Please,
Can I say one thing, Rajendra ji?
please.
This particular certificate doesn't belong to me. This should go to all my Rotary partners in India. It is without their hard work, this would not be possible. So please, I'm going to tell them, and it is for them.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you.
So I'm very happy. Thank you for joining us today. So the certificate of gratitude. This certificate is presented to PDG Dr. Meena Patel from District 6650, USA. And I will add that, and all the partners in India. For the guidance, yes, for the guidance as a faculty during the TRF Conclave of District 3141, which was held on Monday, today, 24 January 2022 on Zoom and hosted by Rotary Club of Mumbai Uptown, co-hosted by 102 clubs, and we had 400 people plus today, signed by myself, Dr. Bal Inamdar, TRF Kamlesh, and lead president Anup Nathani. Thank you, Minaji. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank
My
you, Governor.
pleasure.
Thank you, Governor. And now we are on to the question answer session. Now there is a rule here. I know all three. Can we have all three of them spotlighted along with me and Governor, please? So there's a rule here. All you need to do, if you want to ask a question, just raise a hand. And for that, you have to go at the bottom, reactions, and there you will see a raise hand. Once you raise hand, then you will come on the first page, first screen, and then I will be able to locate and then ask, allow you to ask questions. So please go ahead. All the speakers are ready.
Dr. Sab, before we are proceeding, we would like to share certificate of appreciation for you also. Can I share my screen?
No, not now. Afterwards,
okay.
afterwards.
Yeah.
So please go ahead and raise your hands, and then I'll ask you to ask questions to these outstanding speakers. And believe me, this confluence of an outstanding speakership that today we have witnessed has probably never been witnessed in the past. I would like to say that, but at the same time, let me thank all of you for having done an outstanding work, and we are looking forward to the question answer session. So the first one is by Digant Champaner. Digant, shoot.
My question is about I'm trying. I just allocated money for this cardiac operation in Wadi Hospital, but we are not getting response after 4 months. We are just waiting with money,
Your question
Can you
is
hear
to
me,
whom?
sir?
Yes, your question is to whom? I think
Who can help me for the TRF global grant?
No, but your question is to whom?
Say, sir, to you, sir. Just
To me.
guide us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have a global grant. You are telling me that?
Yeah.
Yes, and you have applied for that.
Grant, the Nariman Point Club has done that, but they are done from the 4 months. I am not getting response. They say every month.
Okay. Doctor, I'll give the answer.
Okay.
Digant,
Governor.
This grant is already applied. It is under approval. As soon as the approval comes, you have to deposit the money. Just wait a week or two. It is already through, and I've already done the approval at my end. So I can tell you, it is just on the way for approval from the RI. Yes, Bharat.
Can I just add to what Governor has said?
Please go ahead.
The whole financial system of RI has changed from regular financial to cloud-based, which is supplied by Oracle, which is known as Project Renew. So there are some small hitches which are happening for the last couple of months. This will be solved. It's almost solved. And in the next couple of weeks, this will be solved. So have some patience. And as Governor has said, this project is going to be approved and the money will soon, you will be asked to deposit and the money will come back.
Perfect.
I appreciate all dignitary for my satisfaction answer. Appreciate. Thanks all of you.
Thank you. Thank you, Digant. May I invite Lata, past Governor Lata, the only lady governor and another pride of 3141. Lata, all yours. Please unmute yourself.
Meena ma'am, it was so wonderful to listen to you today. It was a real pleasure. But instead of just appreciating you, I would like to take the advantage of your wisdom, the way you are working, everything. So if you know, this year, our governor has given us the theme of empowerment of girls. And I'm the advisor for that. I think we have the Avenue Chair, Ashmi, also with us today. Can you highlight Ashmi also, please? Now we are trying to empower the girls. Now, one biggest project that we have taken was of menstrual hygiene and supplying sanitary pads to all the girls. So our vision is that no girl in Maharashtra should be without sanitary pads, and so that they can go to school, get the education, and be good citizens of the city. So now again, the problem we are getting is we are not getting enough partners to do a global grant. We don't have enough money, like you know. So I would like to request you to help us in this project, however you can, so that our dream and our governor's dream of girl empowerment comes true this year.
Yes, I agree. I've seen many of those projects going on because I've been attending Zooms of different districts in India. You know, Karnataka has some very good program about this particular plan. And similarly, I saw in other states as well, you know. So if you could let me know exactly what your grant is and where the problem is, what kind of monetary situation contributions you have, then I'll be able to communicate with you and guide you, you know.
Thank you so much. I'll talk to the governor and the Avenue Chair, and I will come back to you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Lata, I have mentioned the email ID of Dr. Meena Patel.
Yeah, I've seen Sudarshan
Yes,
19
you can connect with her.
gmail.com. I saw this. Doordarshan 19 at gmail.com. I remember it.
Perfect. All right. Okay, but that Doordarshan is the DUN, not DWN.
Yeah, DUN.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
I
is.
saw that. Doordarshan.
All right.
It is
Okay.
Doordarshan. It is not Doordarshan. It is Doordarshan.
That's right.
I saw it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bal.
Ashok, yours. Please unmute, and Ashok Ajmera, unmute yourself and ask your question.
Thanks for giving me this opportunity. My question is basically to Dr. Bharat Pandya. You see this problem of matching grants like global grants cutting down, the amount has arisen because of the lot of money has been spent on this, basically the COVID grants which went away in last almost 2 years now. And because of that, there was a fund shortage because the major funds got diverted to COVID related projects, which was the urgency and need of the time. My question is, that once the normalcy gets restored, are we going to go back to the old system? Because that system had a lot of advantages. So it is said that we should give to the annual fund, but you know, the project get initiated from the local levels only. Like my own experience of 2017, set up hospital of 11 crore rupees in Dehradun, doing 5,000 cataract operation every year free of charge since 18th April 2018. That could be possible only because of the global grant and the kind of the matching which we used to get. We gave only $210,000 and we got another $215,000, so almost about $424,000. This was the largest global grant in our district so far, single largest. So my question is, are we going to come back to the normal once the normalcy gets restored to the same level, or we are going to continue the current trend only in future?
So, Ashok, thank you for that question. I think that's an important question. Actually, that brings me to the very point which I was making it. You know, you said that you got $215,000 for the global grant. So think for a moment, where did that money come from? That money came from the World Fund. And where does money to the World Fund come from? It comes from the 50% of the contributions which you make to the annual fund. As you are aware that 50% of the contribution goes to the World Fund and 50% comes back as the district designated DDF, what we call district designated fund. So, you know, in fact, what you are saying highlights the very importance of contributing to the annual fund. If you want to do such large grants, unless you augment that World Fund, how are you ever able to get the matching for that? What you rightly said was that this COVID has put a lot of what can I say, strain and stress on the fund which was available in the World Fund. But let me tell you that it is not just in the last 2 years. In the last 7 years, and I am not wanting to go into the history of how much was contributed to the annual fund and all that. But in the last 7 years, if you see, especially in our zones 4, 5, 6, and 7, the annual fund contribution has been going down and down and down. In 2013-14, the annual fund or 14-15, annual fund contribution, sorry, 15-16, the annual fund contribution of our zones was almost like $7 million. And in 2020-21, that contribution was less than $7 million. Global grants, if you see in 15-16, we probably got global grants worth somewhere around $15 million. And in 2021, India got global grants worth $30 million plus. So more global grants were got by us, but our contribution to annual fund has been going down. If this trend continues, how will we ever get back to that 100-200 matching? So if the annual program fund goes up, then I'm sure that the trustees will consider and come back to that 100-200 matching. More so the importance of contributing to the annual fund.
Thank you, Dr. Bharat. A very, very illuminating answer. And yes, annual fund is such an important one that we need to support. Vinod, Thakkar, all of us. Just unmute yourself, Vinod. No, unmute yourself. No, once again. Oh, yeah. No, you are again mute. Yes, that's correct. Carry on.
Namaskar. Thank you. What a evening well spent. Great three speaker, Dr. Bharat Pandya, Ravi, and Dr. Meena Patel. Bharat Bhai, you will be TRF trustee from next year. I have this thought. We have different recognition for Rotary Foundation contribution. We have Paul Harris Sustaining Member to Paul Harris Society Member. We have Paul Harris Club. So a thought came to my mind, there are small clubs, who are not able to get our club society member in their club. Is it possible for those clubs who can, collectively contribute to $250,000 and can be recognized as a our club society club, which can definitely, encourage more smaller club to contribute in a big way?
So thank you, Vinod, for that question and suggestion. I think why not talk offline with me with some more details about this. Let's flesh out this idea and see if that is really feasible. If it is feasible, I will definitely take it to the trustees and see if that is possible. But please understand that we can't have decisions only India-specific decisions. The decisions by the trustees have to be world-specific. So let's come out with something which are implementable in the whole world.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So let's talk offline, Vinod.
Thank you, thank you.
Right.
Good, Vinod. Excellent idea. Can I ask now Suren? He's the assistant governor from 3150, the same district as past governor Ravi Vadlaman. Suren, all yours. No, unmute yourself, please. Yeah, can you? Yeah, fine.
Yeah, hi. Good evening, everyone. This question is for Dr. Bharat Pandya. Sir, the question that I have is, so at an India level, the problems are similar all across India. So why don't we have an integrated approach of providing, solving the problems, and then so those problems and solutions can be drilled down all across all the districts and all the clubs, so that it becomes easy for the small clubs or the big clubs to actually do much more better work.
So I am still not very clear about what exactly the question is about the problems. If the problems are finding partners for global grants, or is it execution of the global grants?
Now, let me give you a simple example. For example, you look at the slums, right? The slums tuition center is for example, all the slums has they go to the government schools, but they don't get the good education. For example, we have some 130 slum tuition centers. Similar kind of an approach can be adopted all across India. that way, what I'm saying is similar kind of, a generic, like what Ravi was talking about, the projects of scale can be identified for India specific and can be, promoted so that the, the Rotary as a brand can do much effective work and, say focused work.
So thank you. I think, Suren, that's a good suggestion. But as you are aware that in literacy, in health and so many aspects across pan-India, activities are going on guided by some senior Rotarians and things are happening. But thank you for that suggestion. And if there is some specific suggestions, I think maybe you could contact Ravi or me or Bali Namdar or whoever or your own governor and come out with some sort of a blueprint. And then I'm sure we can think of taking that forward.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Suren, and thank you, Bharat. We are now at 9 o'clock, slightly over time. So I want a suggestion from Governor, whether we should continue with this question answer. There are, I can see 4 hands. The last 4 questions, or maybe one last.
I think just take the last 4. No more after that.
No more after that. All right.
Yes, go ahead. Last 4.
Fine. Thank you, Governor. Chetan, sorry, yes. No, unmute yourself. Can you? Yeah, carry on.
Okay, so this specific question is to Bharat Bhai. Just want to know about the collective endowment fund that district can, like, invite all the Rotarians, like, we have RI President Shikhar Mehta's endowment fund, whereby donating $1,000 you can become a benefactor. So something like that can be done for the district, and can you explain them this particular concept to the Rotarians of District 3141?
So it could be done, Chetan. Thank you. I think it could be done for the club. It could be done for the district. It could be done, let's say that assistant governors of 21, 22 can get together and form an endowment fund. Let's say the avenue chairs or the assistant trainers or somebody could get together. Let's say the council of governors of 3141 can get together and form an endowment fund. Let's say all the past presidents of a club can get together and form an endowment fund. I mean, the benefactor is that if you give $1,000, you become a benefactor. But you could, everybody could give $500 and multiplied that by that, go up to $25,000, and they could all become, I mean, you could form an endowment fund. So the possibilities are endless and unlimited. A batch of presidents, say 10 presidents of one, say Western zone or Central zone or something like that, or a group of people who have had some, our district is famous for skits during pre-pets and all those things. So if the people have gelled well together and 10 presidents come together and say that, okay, our club wants to form an endowment fund of a named XYZ or something like that, they are free to form that endowment fund. There is no restriction on that, Chetan.
Thank you, Chetan, and thank you, Bharat, for answering that. May I now invite Rajiv? Rajiv, unmute yourself, please, and then ask your question. Can you unmute? Yeah, please carry on.
Thank you for a very encouraging talk by all our stellar speakers. We are a brand new minted club of less than probably 10 months old. We got 3 major donors. We are embarking upon our first global grant for pediatric heart surgeries right now. So my question is, we have a very, very large scale project, which is running into over 50 crore rupees. And I consider all of you to be the shark tanks of Rotary, all of you all. You are really the shark tanks because you have so much of experience and definitely the mechanisms to raise very large scale funds. So could we collaborate with multiple international clubs apart from what we are doing, of course, in the domestic region for such large projects? Would that be possible?
Your question is to Dr. Bharat?
Anybody, Dr. Meena,
okay.
Bharat Bhai, Ravi, anybody.
Okay, let me give this question to Dr. Bharat and followed by Ravi.
Thank you.
Ravi, please share your answer too. Yes.
Yeah. Bharat. So I think a good way forward with such a large scale project would also be to look for CSR money in your locality actually, because even though you may have 10 or 15 international clubs participating, there will be a cap of some amount as far as the Rotary Foundation grants which are given for this project actually. So I mean, this could be one way of raising funds for the project, but I think you also probably parallelly need to look at getting funds from corporates, either through CSR or some other activity.
Are you ready? Right.
Yes, Ravi, can you share your wisdom, please?
Oh, thank you, Bal, and thank you, Bharat Bhaiya. Yes, 50 crores is not large for Mumbai. So you can plan a good project. Foundation has a cap, but there is one project called Programs of Scale, but it is a competitive basis. Only one project is approved by the trustees. If you go through the paperwork properly, probably we can hit. Last time, I think 3132 was very near in getting that Programs of Scale project. But as Bharat Bhaiya said, and as I told you also, it is always the cause that propels the resources. So the cause is good. There are enough and more number of people in Mumbai itself who will give 50 crores. But I like that figure. You talk to me offline and then we'll try and figure out how we can raise that money.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Excellent, Ravi. And if you are thinking in terms of program of scale, I was an advisor to program of scale and evaluator of the various applications. So maybe if and when you decide to apply for program of scale, please come to me. So I can share what is the right way to apply for program of scale. It's a $2 million grant, which Ravi talked about.
Well, that will also take him up to only 15 crore rupees.
Yeah.
So we will have to look
correct.
at corporates if he wants to go to 50 crores. Actually.
Correct. All right. Thank you, Rajiv.
Thank you very much.
Dilip, all yours.
Wonderful, enriching evening. My question, without wasting time, will be for PDG Ravi Bhai. You spoke about endowment funds with 25,000 minimum, which says that it can be giving year after year after year. My question is that in these times of practically low interest rates or nil interest rates, can you give an idea as to if I give 25,000 as an endowment, what is the amount of the grant or what is the benefit which can be given?
Yeah, I understood that question. So normally at the current rate of investment, your permanent fund giving is blocked by the trustees and invested by trustees in highly secure investments. They do not play the market with your money. So neither do they put it in non-yielding assets. They put it in good yielding assets and depending upon the market conditions, we will get it. But on average, we are getting more than 4% as spendable earnings. Spendable earning is what you get to the DTF, and that will be matched by the World Fund. So if you consider your spendable earning as say $1,000, and if the World Fund is again matched by DDF now $800, you will get $1,800 return. But there will be enough and more Dr. Meena Patels who will come forward to support your project. So it will be a continuous giving, but it will be a cumulative giving. I have friends who have given $250,000 to the endowment fund and are every year getting $6,000 every year, year after year. So it's a good investment proposal, friends. And 25,000 today, ticket size is nothing.
Thank you, Ravi, for an excellent answer. Final question by Sunil. Ravi, Sunil is our latest AKS member. So Sunil is all yours.
Good evening, everyone. My question is to Ravi. Ravi, you were talking about endowment. I just want to know what is the difference between making multiple endowment and one endowment bigger one. I am adding every year some money on the endowments. Shall I go on adding or it's a multiple endowment is better?
No, there is no difference as far as spendable earnings are concerned, but there is a difference as naming opportunity. I told you multiple naming opportunities, honoring your father, honoring your mother, honoring your father-in-law. I gave an endowment in my father and father-in-law's name. I gave an endowment in my mother's name. It is just a recognition opportunity. I gave an endowment in my grandchildren's name. So it is just a recognition opportunity. The cumulative of all your funds only will be received in spendable earnings by the DDF. So if you're talking about investment on return, there is no difference. But naming opportunities can be enlarged.
Thank you, Ravi. That's enough because I will go for one only. The naming of one, no naming is important. Important is the working.
Correct. I agree with you.
Thank you.
Thank you both Sunil and Ravi for such wonderful interaction. And believe me, today a lot of us have really come across some outstanding knowledge, outstanding wisdom, which you people have garnered over a period of years of working with Foundation. So thank you so much. Uh, can I give it now, Kamlesh? It's all yours. I'm signing off. Thank you.
Anupji, can you share a certificate of appreciation, please? Governor, please do the honors.
Yes. Yes. Finally, I'm very happy to give this certificate of gratitude to none other than my dream year mentor, guide, PDG Dr. Bal Inamdar, who was the moderator and the brain behind today's conclave. So thank you, Dr. Bal Inamdar, for the guidance given as a faculty, being the moderator during the TRF Conclave of District 3141 held on Monday, 24 January 2022 on Zoom and hosted by Bombay Uptown with 102 clubs and attended by more than 400 participants. Thank you. Thank you very much. Grand evening for all of us.
Thank you, Governor. It was a pleasure for me to moderate this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Governor, I call upon you to share your response for the today's evening.
Kamlesh, I think so. I've shared in between a lot, but I will just say thank you, everybody, the whole team, for being the part, for attending, for guiding us, for telling us. And I think so we have a more learned, more motivated District 3141 Rotarians and all the presidents. Please go down. You've got 5.5 months more. And like I always say, the purpose of life is happiness and satisfaction for your own self. So don't miss this 5.5 months doing projects, and the happiness is available not only to the doer, even the giver. The whole chain gets happiness. So be a part of giving, doing, and let's make the dream year a real great year. Thank you. Thank you very much.
The Governor, would you like to announce the top donor of the day today?
Please go ahead. Just give me.
It's hello.
Yes. Kamlesh, you go and announce. I'm there. You have the list, you know?
Yes, I have the list. But you'll have to do the honors little later.
Yes. So the topmost donor of today is
Vipin Reshamiya ji with 1 lakh rupees.
Fantastic. So wonderful round of clap.
Yes.
So Vipin Reshamiya ji, past president from Rotary Club of Bombay Sea Coast.
So Governor will be sharing a Rudra Resort 1 night certificate to him, which is sponsored by Amit Dholakia ji from Rotary Club Bombay Pier.
Right.
And of course, Devang Goradia has coordinated with us. So thank you very much for our sponsors. And thank you very much. And of course, there are many other donors, and to whom we are going to recognize is Dr. Chandrasekhar Dev Pujari for $1,000.
Okay.
Our own dream president Leena Jasrani for $1,000. Tejaswiji Rane from Rotary Club of Mumbai Ghatkopar West. And of course, there are many others. Totally, we have collected today, Governor, almost more than $11,000.
Just announce the $500 plus. $500.
Okay, this is Ravi Mulik from Rotary Club Mumbai Sobo. There is Shirish Garg from Rotary Club Garden City. Rajendra Shah from Mumbai, Rotary Club Mumbai Mulund Hills. Rotarian Harish Asnani from Bombay Chembur West. There is Ramesh Mittal from Boisar, $500. Vaishali Shinde from Boisar, $500. Umesh Sawant from Rotary Club Parleshwar, $500. Sanjay Shah, our own district secretary, dream secretary, $500. Devika Raheja, our dream president, $500. And of course, our own governor, dream governor, $500, who started, that's why I took your name last. You are the inspirator for all of us. Thank you very much, Governor, for inspiring all the presidents and everyone. and I really appreciate your support. And of course, our sponsors are there. I just want to quickly read the top participating clubs today, if you allow me, in 2 minutes.
Go ahead, go ahead.
So our top 5 clubs who are we going to get Lens Eye certificate of 5,000 gift voucher. First is the Rotary Club Mumbai Downtown Sea Line. Second is Bombay Mid City. Third is the Mumbai Borivali East. Fourth is the E Club of Mumbai Aces. Fifth is the Rotary Club Mumbai North End. And
So,
there are 10
what is the highest number? The first top highest number.
Anup has the number.
Actually, the highest number is 34 from Bombay Uptown, but as a host club, we are not.
Uptown is excluded, no.
So it is 27, highest number.
From Rotary Club of Downtown Sea Line.
Yes, Downtown Sea Line.
Congratulations. And Kamlesh, congratulations to all the donors of $100, $200. So they have also been a good part and made this program successful.
Governor, actually, donors are not stopping. I have to stop myself, but otherwise, I can tell you there are many donors from there is Satyendra Haluwalia ji. He's donated $1,000 just now.
Fantastic. क्या बात है पापा जी ने आज कमाल कर दिया कमलेश you can send me the list and I will personally call up everybody सत्येंद्र जी को 1 मिनट के लिए अनम्यूट कर देते हैं प्लीज गो अहेड
सत्येंद्र जी
नहीं सर मैं माफी चाहता हूं कि मैं काफी लेट ज्वाइन हुआ क्योंकि आई वाज कंडक्टिंग अ ट्रेनिंग सेशन फॉर नेशनल स्किल डेवलपमेंट कॉर्पोरेशन तो यस सबसे पहले देना जो है हमको राजेंद्र जी प्रफुल्ल जी इन्होंने सिखाया है तो $1,000 is something which I can afford this year. So this certainly will be done by me for my club.
Thank you very
Great.
much. Thank you.
Okay, Gaurav, there are 10 more clubs are there who we have to recognize. The lens size gift voucher of 1,500. I'm quickly read the names. 10 clubs. Rotary Club Mira Road, Rotary Club of Mumbai Royals, Rotary Club Bombay Powai, Rotary Club of Mumbai Parleshwar, Rotary Club Bombay Queen City, of course Governors Club, Rotary Club Bombay Palghar, Rotary Club Mumbai Lakers, Rotary Club Mumbai Salt City, Rotary Club Bombay Mahakali Heights, and Rotary Club Bombay Mulund Valley. So all these 15 clubs will be sent a certificate, gift vouchers by President Anup.
Kamlesh, I also see on the chat Rotary Club of Garden City, Miss Anita Jain and Prachi Jain, 1,000 plus 1,000, $2,000.
Wow, great! I told you, Governor, their contributions still coming. There nobody stopping. So I think so. It's a really great motivation.
जिसको ड्रीम ईयर में देना है 5 महीना बाकी आज कमिटमेंट कर दो महीने 2 महीने बाद दे देना
कोई बात नहीं correct. And Governor, we as just now we heard that there is a Shekhar Mehta's endowment also, in which we in case you give $1,000, you'll be recognized as a benefactor also. So of course that money also will go to annual fund only. So I look forward for more and more donations coming forward. There is a Rotary Club Mumbai BKC again $1,600 announced just now. You can see on the screen. Mr. Raneji.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Raneji. So he becomes the highest.
Correct.
He goes to the highest category.
Correct. The games have changed now. Games have changed. So Anu, please note everything, and we have to accordingly recognize
Thank you, Doctor.
all the donors.
Thank you, Dream President Dr. Rajeshwari Dev Pujari. You want to say something, Petro? Please go ahead.
Yeah, Rajendra ji, good evening and good evening everyone. Rotary Club of Garden City is a charter club, and this year we are into the 7th month, and still we are trying best to donate as much. And $2,000 already to TRF, and today President Srish Garg already commented for the $500. So we are looking forward to gather more things in this year. So we need all of your guidance for this, how we can take further our Rotary Club of Garden City.
Yes, so I'm waiting to come to your club very soon to meet all of you.
Please. Thank you.
So Gaurav, I don't know whether I have to stop or no, but I'll call upon now Rotarian Malvika Sukhani from Rotary Club Bombay Uptown to do the secretary announcements. Of course, people, you can keep sharing your donations on the chat. We have 10 more minutes to go. Malvika, all yours.
Thank you, Kamlesh. Good evening, everyone. Wow, I must say, what a fantastic show. Today we had 416 participants, and this conclave today was attended by dignitaries from Rotary International as well as Rotary India. We also have with us district governor, many past district governors, district officers, other district dignitaries, club presidents, club officers, various members and spouses from 103 clubs. This was really an awesome opportunity to listen to amazing speakers and learn from their experiences. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Over to you, Kamlesh ji.
Manojji, now I call upon Dr. Arun Garg to do the vote of thanks.
Good evening. Good evening, one and all. First of all, I'd like to thank District Governor Rajendra Agarwal, who allowed our club to host this wonderful TRF conclave. Rajendra ji is called our service governor, and he motivated all the Rotarians to do projects and donate to the foundation. Next speaker, our most esteemed past RI director and TRF trustee-elect Bharat Pandya ji emphasized the need to contribute to the annual fund and how important it is to do effective giving to sustain our grants. PDG Ravi Vadlani of 3150 emphasized on the endowment funds which continuously donate to the foundation even after death, and he emphasized on how we must learn to donate in our present lifetime and see that the projects continue later on. Our last speaker, PDG Meena Patel from US, spoke on how smaller clubs can also plan global grants of $30,000 and see that the society benefits. Of course, our moderator, Dr. Bal Inamdar, moderated the session wonderfully well, and he started with guidance on how to become a Rotary cadre. There were a galaxy of past district governors of 31401. I must thank all of them for attending today, starting from Raju Subramaniam, Dr. Jayant Kulkarni, Lata Subraidu, Sashi Sharma, Harjeet Singh Talwar, Sunil Mehra, and District Governor-elect Sandeep Agarwal and DGN Arun Bhargav, all of District 3141. We had a lot of PPGs from all over India who attended today's session. Khandelwal 3250, Venkat Gadwal 3142, Shiva of 3150, Dr. Sushil Khurana 3011, Ashish Ganguly 3142, V. Rajkumar 3201, and Suhash Vaidya 3132. DGs Satish Babu of 3160 and Rajashekar Reddy of 3150, and DGN Swati Herkal of 3132. And another important person, a past DRR Venu of 3150. Besides this, I would also like to thank the people who have been behind today's program and helped in some way or the other. Chief Coordinator Rajan Dua, MU Chair Kamlesh Karade, of course, CC Yogesh Jesrani, Membership Director Anand Ramnani, and TRF Special Aid Chetan Desai, who helped in the creatives for today's program. I'll be failing in my duty if I don't forget to recognize the 102 host clubs who joined in today's program, and of course, all the large-hearted donors which made today's TRF Conclave a great success. Thank you, one and all.
Sir, before we conclude, my daughter would like to say something. She is the Rotractor, Dimple Nathani.
Good evening, everyone, and it was my honor and privilege to hear to the speakers and learn more about Rotary and be inspired to be part of this organization. after my journey in road track soon. And I take this opportunity to commit $50 for the Rotary Foundation. And I hope that other road tractors also take inspiration and do their contribution towards the Rotary Foundation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for hearing her out. Thank you. Hereby, I would like to call the adjourn the meeting. Thank you so much, everyone. All the presidents, members, DG Rajendra ji. Thank you so much, and all who is present today. Thank you.
Great.
Wonderful.
Good evening.
Rajendra, congratulations.
A special thanks to Deepak Deshpande also, who has hosted this.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention his name.
Yeah, so it's okay. But so as a president, I'm saying thank you so much, Deepak ji.
Congrats to everybody, the whole team.
Thank you,
Thanks a
Governor.
lot.
First, congratulations to you, Governor, for inspiring everyone, Dr. Bal, and all the great speakers. I really appreciate for your support to Rotary Foundation. Thank you very much, everyone.
हमारे डॉक्टर दीपक देशपांडे भी यूएस में हैं.
Correct.
बम्बई के होते हुए इंटरनेशनल है आज.
Deepak has been a fantastic support to us always, as usual.
Thank you, DG.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Congratulations,
Good and
Mr.
interesting
Kumar.
session as
Thanks a
always.
lot.
Congratulations. Wonderful conclave.
Great job.
Thank you all dignitaries.
Rajendra ji,
Thank
बहुत
you.
अच्छा
Thank you.
लगा.
Organizing team.
Today is also the
What a
International
wonderful-
Girl Child Day.
Yes. That's where I came in.
Yeah. Well done, Anoop. Well
Absolutely
done, Kamlesh.
fantastic session.
Very proud of you.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Everybody.
Yes,
Thank
hello
you.
Girija.
Hi.
Nice to see you, Girija.
Okay, good
So,
night, guys.
Rajendra ji, can we talk after this event?
Of course, of course.
Yes,
So
yes,
call
go
me
ahead,
after
go
10
ahead.
minutes.
I will call you. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
One can stop the recording. Now it's over.
Hello.
Good night,
Good night, all of
everybody.
you.
Good night.
Good night, all of you.
Good night, everybody. Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Congratulations.